And we are back on the solo house flipping series, and it is day 38, and I am back home from a long weekend up north for my bachelor party, and Django and I are on the job, and my friends spoiled me for my wedding present. They got me this beautiful Occidental leather tool belt. I am so blessed to have such an amazing group of friends that definitely spoiled me. This will be one of those lifetime tools that I will have for a long time, and I cannot wait to get it to use. Now there's no delaying the inevitable. We need to start getting this drywall sanded. I am going to use one of these hand sanders, which you apply this 120 grit sandpaper. So let's not waste any time, and let's get this new sandpaper on and ready to use. Can't wait to start getting this sanded. I also like to use one of these sanding blocks, and of course I am going to be using my respirator. And Django is going to make himself comfy for that morning nap, and I am going to get to work starting to sand this and get this nice and smooth. I am working hard with this hand sander to make sure that I have a good transition between that existing drywall and my new drywall. It's definitely pretty labor intensive and not my favorite thing to do. You just get drywall dust all over yourself and in your face, nose, mouth and ears and eyes, and I do not enjoy it, but it is part of that solo house flipping process that I am trying to show. Next, after it is all sanded, I'm going to get my shop vac out and just start vacuuming up any of that dust, and this is what it looks like when it is all sandy and it is looking silky smooth. And next up is we are going to be moving on to that kitchen area, and Django is ready, and now it is time to bust out the sanding tool. This drywall sanding tool is super nice, and you use one of these round discs on it, and it definitely helps with this process. It also attaches to my shop vac, which is a super nice feature because it collects a lot of the dust, which is great to have a little dust management. And this tool is just very handy to get this nice and smooth. It is definitely worth the money. I think I only bought it for about $150 on Amazon, but it is definitely worth it. After I am done with that, I'm just going to go back with that hand sander and also that sanding block and catch any of those inside corners and any of those spots that might need some additional sanding that orbital sander missed. Unfortunately, when I was vacuuming, I stopped losing suction, which means that I need to clean this out, put a new bag in, and get that filter nice and clean. And that's right, we are back to vacuuming. I'm just trying to get all this dust vacuumed up so that my painting and priming won't be affected, and also that none of this dust will get carried throughout the rest of the house. And this is what it looks like when it is all sanded and ready for that primer. Next, something I like to do is I just like to take a little bit of white caulk and I just run a very small bead in all of my inside corners. This might be a little bit of a hack and just a trick of the trade, but I found that it is the best way for me to get a nice inside corner, and I have never really heard a good reason why I shouldn't do this, and I've always been successful doing it. So that's just the way I like to do it, so I'm just going to keep doing that, and it is looking good. Now we are headed downstairs to start sanding in this main entertainment area. It is pretty much rinse and repeat of what I just did upstairs. It is definitely easier when I don't have that inside corner I have to deal with up top by the ceiling. And also when you just have new drywall, it is just much easier to sand compared to sanding a joint between existing and new drywall. So I made quick work of this, and I'm going to follow back up with that hand sander and block again and vacuum it up, and we are starting to look good, and this basement is taking shape. I'm definitely happy with the progress I'm making, and Django will not stop this guy from getting this sanded. Now I'm going to once again follow up with that caulk and quickly just do a very small bead in those inside corners to make sure we are looking good. Now that that's done, I am going to head into this downstairs bedroom and start sanding that and get it ready for that primer. It definitely is a little labor intensive holding this above my head. It is a great shoulder workout, but I am just going to push through because this is definitely a stopping point in this process. It is definitely going to be huge when I'm able to get this all sanded and primed. That way I can start to get this house cleaned up and put back together. I'm definitely looking forward to getting this primed and getting this project moving. Now that that's all sanded, I'm going to go once again with that shop vac. My shop vac is definitely one of the tools I use most on this job. I highly recommend every homeowner or DIYer to get a very nice shop vac. It makes a huge difference. Now I'm just going to follow back up with that caulk, and that is going to be a wrap for day 38. I am definitely happy with the progress I made today with this drywall sanding. And now it's time to get this beautiful brown-eyed boy home and get some nighttime snuggles in.